Namaste, beautiful souls. Welcome to Yoga Infusion. My name is Dylan, and especially a big welcome if you are brand new. Today's class is going to be a beginner-friendly heart opener class. So if you are new to heart openers or backbends, this is the class for you. So make sure that you have a strap or something that can work as a strap for this class. That can be a scarf, a belt, a longer towel, or a short towel, depending on your flexibility, to help with the shoulder opening and the heart opening throughout the class. And you might also want to have 2 blocks. If you own blocks, just have them close by for a nice supported resting pose at the end of the practice. So before we begin, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, and come and join the conversation over on Instagram at yoga.infusion. So if you'd like to keep in touch with me, you'd like to learn some little quick hacks, things that you don't necessarily see on YouTube, hop over into Instagram, follow me there at yoga.infusion. And without further ado, let's get started. So we'll begin today's practice in child's pose. So come down onto the mat, take your knees as wide as the mat, toes come together to touch. And if this is uncomfortable for you, you can always place a little blanket in between your hips and your heels. And then walk the hands forward, bringing the forehead down onto the mat or onto a cushion. Whatever feels best for you. Allow the elbows to release onto the mat. Maybe take the elbows wide to relax the shoulders. And take a moment here just to settle into the posture, to settle into this time on your mat. Draw the chin a little bit in towards the chest to lengthen the back of the neck. Breathe into the lower back, allowing the hips to widen and sink onto the heels. Allow the breath to become expansive here. And allow whatever's been going on in the day thus far to fall away. So allowing this silence and this stillness at the beginning of practice to really bookend this time in your day. And take 3 more full rounds of breath. Allowing the breath to be audible in and out through the nose. Gently constricting the back of the throat to create that ocean sound, ujjayi breath. Last one. And from here, walk the hands halfway in and over to the right. So really ground down through that left hip. Walk the hands over to the right, take the left hand on top of the right, and then allow the forehead to sink back down. Draw the shoulders away from the ears to create some space. Press the left sits bone down onto the left heel, and you should already here begin to notice a stretch in the left side body, left ribs, left shoulder maybe. Continuing to draw in full deep breaths. On your next inhale, walk it back to center and we'll take it to the other side. So keeping the hips on the heels, walk the hands over to the left now. Take the right hand on top of the left. Sink the hip away from the shoulder and really open up through that right side body. Allow the head to begin to sink down. And notice where you feel the stretch. Begin to send your breath and your energy and your attention into that space that feels sensation. For me, it's the whole left side of the body. Let your rib cage expand on the inhale. Your hips sink a little more on the exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Place the hands down on the mat. Bring the knees underneath the hips. Rock forward into tabletop. Really spread the fingers wide here. Press through the base of each knuckle. The index fingers facing the top of the mat or just slightly out. Knees directly underneath the hips. Look back and make sure that your toes are not coming in, but your toes are coming straight out from the knees. Excellent. Inhale, paint the tailbone up towards the sky. Drop the belly button down. Open the heart forward. And exhale, start with the tailbone, round the tailbone towards the space between the knees, then the mid back, then the upper back towards the sky. Chin comes into chest. Inhale, drop the belly, glide the shoulder blades down the back, open the heart. And exhale, round the shoulder blades up towards the sky. Squeeze the thighs together. And again, inhale, cow. Open. Exhale, cat. 2 more. Move with the breath. Move slowly. Excellent. Come back to center. Stack the hips directly over the knees. Walk the hands as far forward as they'll go without moving the hips, right? So we're not trying to come forward above the knees and we're not sinking the hips back towards the heels. Try to keep the hips directly above the knees. Squeeze the thighs together. Lightly engage the core and then allow the heart space to move towards the mat. You can bring your forehead to the mat if you'd like, if this feels good, or you can take it a little deeper and bring the heart space all the way to the mat. Extended puppy. Create a lot of space in the spine. Lengthen the tailbone away from the fingertips. Notice how it feels in this posture, opening the heart, allowing gravity to help, keeping the core lightly engaged, fingertips engaged. Beautiful. Inhale, walk the hands back in. Flip the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. You can keep the knees deeply bent here, staying up on the toes. Keep the heels high. Press the heart space towards the thighs. Create a long flat back. Spread the fingers wide, 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 wide. Press through the base of each finger, the place where the finger meets the palm of the hand. Gaze at the space between the heels. And if you'd like, you can begin to straighten one leg and then the other, but totally not necessary. You can, of course, stay here with your knees bent and your booty high. The goal here is to have a flat back. Ears in general between the biceps. Doesn't have to be perfect. Pedal through the legs if that feels good to you, stretching the back of the hamstrings. Shake the head, yes and no. Keep the breath long and audible. Inhale, bend the knees a little more, look between the hands. Exhale, walk your way to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift, glide the hands up the shins, shoulder blades move towards one another, gaze on the mat. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply, draw the chin into the chest, and taking a full inhale, slowly ragdoll roll all the way up to standing. And take the hands up above the head, coming to touch in prayer. Exhale, bring the prayer to heart center. Take a moment here, look down, make sure that your feet are parallel, heels directly behind the widest part of the foot. Keep a micro bend in the knees, press equally through all four corners of the foot, of each foot. Lift the torso, lift the crown of the head, hands to prayer, close the eyes. Taking a second to notice the body, notice the energy. Notice the breath. What is it telling you today? As you inhale, grow a little taller through the spine. And as you exhale, sink a little deeper through the heels. Excellent. Take the arms now around behind you to clasp. So if you are unable to grab your hands with the heels of the hands together, this is a great place for your strap or your belt or your scarf or towel. So you want the hands, the palms of the hands, to be facing each other. So what I often see is, in order to touch, I see students take the palms of the hands away from each other. What this does is it creates an internal rotation of the shoulders, which is not what we want. We want an external rotation of the shoulders. Do you see that difference? When you're rolling the hands this way, so palms turn inward and back, the shoulder head rolls forward. When you open the palms the other way, out, your shoulder heads roll back. So this is what we're searching for in these back bends, in these shoulder opener postures, which are also back bends and heart openers. So if you can't bring the heels of the hands together to open and externally rotate the shoulder heads, you want to grab a strap. Now, you'll take the strap behind you, bring the hands as far as they'll go, right, with the palms facing each other, and grab the strap with the palms facing each other. And you can walk your hands in as close as they'll go with the palms facing each other. Okay? So try that now. Grab your strap, whatever it is that you're using, and then staying with your feet parallel, draw the shoulders open, lift the heart. So don't dump into the lower back here. That's going to cause a little bit of pain. Engage the core and just lift that heart space. Imagine that you have a string lifting from the center of your chest up towards the sky, and breathe. Draw the hands away from you and down towards the mat. Beautiful. Inhale, come back up. Release your strap if you were using it. Reach the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Stay a moment here. Shake the head, yes and no. Release the back of the neck. Allow the blood to move in the opposite direction for a moment. Inhale, half lift. Spine parallel to the mat, gaze on the floor, shoulders down and back. Exhale, plant the palms and step it back to plank. Now, if you're unable to come all the way down with the hands while staying in a standing position, just bend your legs, place the hands down, and then step one foot back and then the other. Whatever works best for you. Awesome. Now bring the belly all the way to the mat. Come onto the tops of the feet, squeeze the elbows toward one another, press through the tops of the feet, press through the hip points, and lift the heart. Cobra. Exhale, release. We'll do this 2 more times. Really press through the tops of the feet, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, lift. Cobra, really engaging the lower back. And exhale, release. Last one. Really press through the hip points. Use the lower back. Lift your hands to make sure that you're not muscling your way through it with the arms. And release. Excellent. Press it back to downward facing dog. Again, you can bend the knees, lift the booty high. Heart space moves towards the thighs. And then maybe play with straightening one leg and then the other. Walk your hands now to the back of the mat. You can keep the knees bent, of course, like you did earlier, or straighten the legs for forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees deeply, draw the chin into the chest. Take one full inhale to slowly, slowly, slowly ragdoll roll up to standing. Reach the arms up above the head. Exhale, hands to prayer. Beautiful. Now you'll want to grab that strap again if you're using it. We're using it a lot during this practice. Take the hands behind you, palms facing each other. And of course, if you don't need the strap, you can just grab the hands, heels of the hands together and practice this way, okay? But if you're unable to do that, the strap is super handy. I'm just showing with the strap to keep it up. Show that it's totally possible. All these are totally possible. Awesome. So make sure that your palms are facing each other. Press the hands away from you. Open the heart. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bend the knees, forward fold with the clasp of the strap. So your knees can be greatly or lightly bent here, or not at all, your choice. Allow gravity to take over and open the shoulders. So this is a heart opening sequence. The home of the 4th chakra, Anahata. The home of love and relationships. It's also a place of vulnerability, right? This is where we create our armor. This is why our shoulders move in to protect, to collapse, right? Collapse that heart space. So what we're doing here in this practice is we're opening the shoulders, opening the heart, and strengthening this area as well as releasing so that we can be open to love of all kinds, relationships of all kinds that, of course, are beneficial and safe and supportive of your highest good. Release the clasp or the strap. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And walk the hands now back to downward facing dog. Recalibrate here. Maybe take the hands a little bit wider now on the mat to create some extra space. Excellent. Inhale, come onto the toes, bend the knees, look between the hands, and walk your way to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. You can bend the knees deeply like I mentioned earlier. And this time, step the left leg back. Bring the left knee down onto the mat. Inhale up, low lunge. So check your alignment here. You want your right knee to be above the right ankle or behind, okay? Not in front if you can help it. You can also place a blanket underneath that left knee if you have a thin mat or you have sensitive knees. And try to come onto the top of the knee. So you're not straight up and down and putting all your weight right onto that knee joint. If you scooch forward a little bit, you'll notice that more of the weight comes into the right leg. The left leg is really just there for support. And come onto the top of the left foot, okay? So the whole left shin and foot are flush with the mat as best you can. Squeeze the thighs toward one another to engage the legs. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, take the hands now behind the back. Hands, fingertips either facing down like you're sliding your hands into some jean pockets. You can also place the fingers out or up. I prefer to face them up. I feel like there's more support that way, but your body is your body, and so you try it out your own way and let me know. Which way do you prefer? Fingers up, out, or down? However you're gonna do it, take your hands onto your lower back. Squeeze the elbows toward each other. Squeeze the thighs toward each other, and then begin to lift the heart, back bend. Squeeze the right leg in towards the midline. Try not to allow your head to just fall back. Gaze is maybe up towards where the front ceiling meets where the front wall meets the ceiling if you're inside. Engage the core, lift through the heart. Beautiful. Inhale, release. Reach the arms up into the air. And exhale, gentle twist to the right. Don't take it too far. Take the left hand to the right knee, right hand to the left thigh, or maybe just the wrap around to the hip. Don't take it too deep. We're staying gentle on the back, on the spine. Inhale, release. Reach the arms up. Exhale, plant the palms on either side of the right foot. Flip the left toes under, lift the left leg, and hop forward to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms, step the right leg back this time. Right knee down, come onto the top of the right foot. Engage the core, lift up, low lunge. Again, check your alignment. Make sure that left knee is above or behind that ankle. Try to square the hips forward. So notice if you have opened the hip out to the side, right hip moves forward, left hip moves back. Press through the top of the right foot. Press equally into all four corners of the left foot. And from here, I forgot to mention, if you have your strap, you might want to try it without the strap now. Maybe your arms are a little bit more open, your shoulders a little more open. But if you are still using your strap, grab it now, come back into low lunge, and open up into a back bend, a heart opener. Walk the hands down the right leg, square the hips, look up, smile. Opening this heart, allowing space for vulnerability. Squeeze the thighs toward each other, right? Stable foundations give us the courage to open. And release. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, gentle twist to the left. Inhale, reach. Exhale, plant the palms on either side of the left foot. Flip the right toes under, lift the knee, step forward into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step the left leg back this time into runner's lunge. So keep the knee up. Engage through the core. Press the left heel away from you. Really engage that right leg, and then inhale, come up. High lunge this time. Work on your balance. If this is not accessible for you today, you're feeling really wobbly, you're just not feeling it, you don't want to do it, you can always bring that left knee back down. Okay, so stay where we were before. High lunge. Make sure that the right knee is above the right ankle. Really press through that back leg. Maybe keep a little bit of a bend in the back knee. That's totally fine. Already feeling it maybe in the legs. I am. And then take the hands onto the lower back once again, like we practiced before. And squeeze the elbows toward each other. Hands whichever way you want, down, out, or up. I like up. I just feel like there's more support that way. Press the hips forward. Press the left heel away from you. Engage the core and begin to lift the heart up. Gaze moves up towards the sky. The arms are there for support, right? So your core is holding you up, but your arms are supporting you like a kickstand. Lift that heart out of the rib cage. Smile. A little bit hard for balance. That's okay if you fall out of it. Just come right back in. Do your best. Inhale, reach up, release. Exhale, twist. Left hand to right knee, right hand to the thigh or around the hip. Gentle twist. Back leg is stick straight. Super strong. Inhale back to center, reach. Exhale, plant the palms on either side of the right foot. Hop the left foot forward. Forward fold. My legs are a little bit tired today, apparently. This is tough. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the palms, step the right foot back this time, runner's lunge. So you can be up on spidey fingers here. If this is super, super duper not accessible in your body today, you can grab those blocks if you have them and come into your runner's lunge this way with your hands on the blocks at any height to support. Blocks are always useful to bring the floor up to you, okay? So there's no problem using blocks, especially if you have them, just use them. There's nothing wrong with it. Press the right heel away from you, left knee over left ankle, engage the core, lift up, high lunge. Hopefully you have that strap nearby, or you can always try this out without the strap, right? So clasp the hands behind you, heels of the hands touching each other, and then walk the hands down the thigh, lift the heart. Smile. Open the space. Maybe imagine a beautiful green light emanating from your heart space. Welcoming, warming, like warm tea or hot chocolate or a blanket, something that's comforting, right? Something that feels good. Bend a little deeper through the left leg. And inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, gentle twist to the left. Press the right heel away from you, relax the shoulders. Inhale back to center. Exhale, plant the palms. Step that right foot forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, swoop the arms up towards the sky this time. And exhale, hands to prayer. Take a moment to come back to your space, come back to your breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step it back to plank. And bring the belly all the way to the mat. Come onto the tops of the feet. Take your hands wider than the mat now. Feet come together to touch. Take the fingertips down, palms of the hands up. Raise the elbows up towards the sky. Press through the hip points, engage the legs. Inhale, lift through the fingertips. Lift the heart. Cobra, an uplifted cobra. So it's different, it's wider. See how it feels. If there's any tension in the lower back, you can come down a little bit. Keep the elbows wide. Press through the feet and breathe. Exhale, release. Reach the hands back towards the feet now, palms towards each other. Press through the feet. Inhale, lift. Hands reach back towards the feet. Open the heart. And exhale, release. We'll do this 2 more times. Really press through the legs. Inhale, lift the heart. Fingertips reach, reach, reach back towards the heels and release. Last time. Inhale up. Hold, press through the legs, engage the lower back. And release. Beautiful. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. Press it back to child's pose. Knees can be together or apart. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Elbows on the mat. Palms down. Allow the lower back to recalibrate. And we strengthen this area because this is the support for when we're doing those back bends. So you need to have a strong back, a strong spine to hold into these back bending, heart opening postures. Inhale, walk the hands forward, come back into tabletop, knees directly underneath the hips. Once again, walk the hands as far forward as they'll go. Keep the hips above the knees and bring the forehead or the heart to the mat, extended puppy. Notice if there's a difference now in this posture. Inhale, walk the hands back in. Bring the ankles around, the heels around to the right. Come to sit on the bum. Take the feet parallel to each other. Walk the feet in towards the heels and then roll, or the hips, and roll down onto your back. You can walk the feet in a little bit closer now. Lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. Press through the heels. Press the elbows into the mat, palms of the hands facing each other. And on the inhale, lift the hips into bridge pose. You can keep the hands here. Got my bun here messing me up. Keep the hands here or clasp the hands underneath the hips and lift a little bit higher. Shimmy the shoulders underneath the heart space if you're going to clasp to really open that space a little bit more. Squeeze the glutes, lift a little higher. Squeeze the thighs toward one another. And release. Beautiful. Keep the left foot down. Take the right ankle on top of the left knee. This is a great place for a strap as well. You can take the strap around behind the left thigh and then draw the leg into the chest. Lifting the right foot off the mat. Keep the elbows down, shoulders relaxed. And if you don't need the strap here, that's great. You can clasp the hands behind the thigh or around the shin. Flex the right foot. Try to keep the hips square. Gently press the right knee away from you. Figure 4, pigeon pose on the back. Breathe into the space where you feel sensation, wherever that might be for you. If there's any pain, come out of it. You don't need to go that far. And release, switching sides. Take the right leg down, left ankle on top of the right knee. Use the strap to draw the thigh in or grab onto the back of the thigh with the legs, the right thigh, or with the hands. Or you can come around the right shin, flex the left foot, try to square the hips, gently press the left knee away from you and enjoy the stretch. Keep the breath long and deep. Allowing the breath to support the posture to support the breath. There is not one without the other. release. Rock and roll a little bit on the spine to give yourself a little bit of a spinal massage. And then come up to a seat, take the legs long in front of you, flex the feet towards the sky. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Forward fold. If you can't reach your toes, no biggie, grab that strap, super useful. Keep the spine long and gently bend the elbows to bring the torso towards the legs. You can also keep a bend in the knees if you don't have that strap and it feels inaccessible today. Keep the feet flexed. Notice where you feel this. Notice what's going on in the body today. At this point in the practice, how does everything feel? Inhale, release. Take the hands behind you now, fingers facing towards you or facing out, whichever feels best. Really spread the fingers wide, plant the soles of the feet onto the mat, bend the knees, and then lift the hips high and reverse tabletop. Just one final active stretch for the shoulders, for the arms, for the heart. Smile. Lift the booty high, engage the glutes. And release. Excellent. Take the soles of the feet together now. Forward fold, cobbler's pose. Maybe you can gently press the elbows into the knees if that feels nice, gives a deeper stretch. And come on out of it. And now, if you have the blocks, this is what I propose. If you don't have the blocks, then you can always take a bolster or a rolled up towel and place it just along your spine to sort of mimic what we're going to do here. But if you have the two blocks, you're going to take them in a T shape on your mat. And the stem of the T shape is going to go down your spine. So this is a great place to place a blanket over the blocks if you've got some pointy blocks that are not going to feel nice on your back. You can place a blanket like I've done, okay? And then take the stem of the T right into the center of your back and then lay back onto the blocks. And you'll find the space that feels the best for you. I've had to actually scooch down, so now the beginning of it is kind of right below my bra line. And then lay back, place your head on the top of the capital T, right? And you'll come into a supported fish pose. So this is an excellent passive heart opener. You can take your feet into collars if you'd like, or take them long, your choice, whichever feels the most supportive for you today. Let the arms fall to the left and the right. And just find that space that is comfortable for you. It's going to be different for everybody. You can have the blocks on any height that feels good. You can even have the top of the T at a higher height to support if that feels better for you, or a lower height if you want a deeper back bend, if you want your head to come lower, but that feels super uncomfortable for me, so I'm not going to do it. But you'll have your spot, right? You're going to find your sweet spot. So once you have, and if you don't have the blocks and you don't have anything going that you can put underneath your spine, just come to lay in a regular Shavasana here. Arms wide or arms in goalpost arms, so elbows bent at a 90 degrees to allow for that opening. Release the breath, release the body. Allow gravity and your props, if you have them, to support you now. As you notice the energy in the body at this point, without judgment, without wishing it were any other way, just notice where you're at now after this practice. How does it feel in your heart? Does it feel open, Does it feel anxious? Does it feel vulnerable? Whatever it feels, just observe that sensation and that emotion. Notice what it does for your body and your breath and your mind. And just simply watch your sensations, your emotions as they play out. Begin to be curious about yourself. Stay here peacefully, open, for as long as you're able to. A few moments, a few minutes. When you do come out, just do so gently and carefully. And I'll see you super soon with our next class together. From my open heart to yours, Sat Nam.